So this weekend, as many of you may or may not know, I went to Los Angeles this week, and I was invited to speak at this thing called GATE, which is the Global Alliance for Transformational Entertainment. It's a conference started by Jim Carrey and Eckhart Tolle, and it was at the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills, which is an enormous, beautiful, like pre-war 1,500-seat house. And it was a really amazing group of people there speaking. Well, Anthony Mindel was there, obviously, and Michael Bernard Beckwith, who's the guy who founded Agape, who's in The Secret, who is amazing. He did a comedy set and was hilarious. It killed. It's really fun to watch a minister do comedy. And who else? Louis Anderson was the MC, and Olivia Newton-John was supposed to be. I don't know if she actually came or not. But anyways, all these people talking about how do we up-level entertainment? How do we up-level consciousness in entertainment? How do we up-level the consciousness of the stories that we're telling? Because these stories, the stories that are being created in Hollywood, they are the things that are shaping the stories that are told around the world. I mean, that's where TV and film and, well, theater, we're doing that here. But these are the stories that are shaping the collective consciousness in the land right now. And so I'm thrilled that such a conference exists, right? And even more thrilled to be invited to be a part of it, because that's sort of what I'm already doing with my life, right? Like teaching meditation and teaching acting. People think that's crazy, but actually to me, they are the exact same thing. If done well, you are moving beyond your left brain and into your right in both meditation and in acting. So it would seem like a really good fit. So I just wanted to give you guys like the Cliff's Notes of what happened. Okay, so first of all, we had no idea what we were gonna do. It was me and Tony and Laura Benanti, who is a client and now friend of mine. She's the star of Go On, that show with Matthew Perry, and then Allison Miller, who's also on Go On, who grew up in my hometown, which was and who's a student at Anthony Mindel's. It was very odd. Little circles, but it was four of us. So Tony spoke first, and literally we were all backstage like holding hands, and we're like, you guys, what are we gonna say? Just no idea. So anyway, Tony started, and he spoke about, there's a place called Cafe Gratitude in LA. Do you guys know what that is? It's a place where all the dishes say like, I am grateful, I am celebrating, I am prosperous, I am awake, I am, like, all these are the names of the dishes, okay? And when you order them, you have to say, I am celebrating. You can't say, please give me an order of I am celebrating. You have to say, I am grateful. I am harmonious. And you can't even like a ding dong when you're there, but you do feel better afterwards. Anyway, so Tony was going through the menu, and he was like, there's all these dishes, and he's like, but where's the I am fucking pissed? Where's the I am rageful? Where's the I am tired? I am cranky. I am sad. He's like, where are these dishes? And he's like, we think that spirituality has to be all like shamalama ding dong, and that we only see the light and we only see the good. And he's like, but no, the other side, like the frustration and the challenges and everything, these are not the things that are keeping us from enlightenment. These are the things that as we move through them, jettison us into enlightenment, okay? And the way that I would talk about that from a meditation point of view is that as we start to remove these stresses from our nervous system, this is the thing that brings us into enlightenment. And enlightenment to me, P.S., just means your best version of yourself. It's you without the stress, okay? But it doesn't mean that those challenges are gonna go away. They're still gonna be there. And as you learn from them, as you up-level from them, that is the thing that's going to make you your best version of you. They are actually given to you so that you can learn your lessons. They're given to you so that you can up-level. Then Laura talked about how she grew up in Jersey, and her stepdad was a spiritual counselor, and he, ever since she was a little tiny girl, would tell her that you have to be still, behold, and be true. Be still, that's what we do when we meditate before class. We still our nervous system. You have to behold, you have to see what's happening in front of you, and then you have to be true. You have to be authentic to yourself. It was really beautiful. And then Allison talked about how she felt really guilty when she started. Well, she felt guilty that she was an actress, that she wasn't doing anything more important with her life, like saving cancer, or curing cancer, or saving people's lives. And then she started to feel guilty when she was getting a lot of success. And until her best friend's mom started dying of cancer and was going through very painful treatments, and they were hanging out in a room, and in the next room she heard her friend's mom like just laughing, and enjoying herself so much. And then she came into the room, and she was actually watching a Jim Carrey movie. And Jim Carrey is one of the people who founded this conference, right? And so this entertainment, this humor was lifting her up. It was enlightening her. It was helping her to enjoy the right now, even though her life was ending. And that sort of helped her to move past her guilt of being a performer. And then I honestly have no idea what I said. I really hope it was smart, because there was like 1,500 people there and it was being streamed across the globe. But I think I said something. Oh, I forgot to tell you this part of the story. So we're all standing backstage and I was leading on first because I was going to be the last one to speak. And so the stage manager was like, go. So I literally like pushed the founder of the entire conference like out of the way, like Broadway and me was like, I gotta go. Pushed the founder of the thing out of my way and like start walking on stage, and I get out of the middle of the stage and just nothing. There's just silence. No one else is on stage with me. So I was like, and I just smiled and gave a pageant wave and walked off stage. Turned out they were about to play scenes from a movie from Samsara. And the stage manager had given me the wrong cue. But the good news was that everybody laughed. They started applauding and people yelled encore. So I was like, okay, good. We've broken the ice. We've broken the ice, gotten through those initial nerves. And then after the movie, we came out and did our thing. But I think I said something along the lines of this. You know, I talked about being an acting teacher and meditation teacher and how they, to me, are the exact same thing. And, you know, that if we want to up-level the consciousness of the world, then this is a good place to start, up-leveling the consciousness of these stories that we're telling. But if we want to up-level the consciousness of the stories that we're telling, then we have to up-level the consciousness of the people who are creating the stories. You want to up-level the collective, then you better get to cleaning your own house. Because you are a part of the collective, and the collective is a part of you. There is only one thing, and we are all it. And that one thing is consciousness. You want to look at that from quantum physics? There's only one thing, and we are all it, and that one thing is energy. You cannot suffer in a vacuum, and you cannot up-level in a vacuum. You want the world to be better? You better get to clean in your own house first, right? And the way that we really tell the stories that are going to impact people the most is by telling the most vulnerable, the most specific, the most uniquely human and personal stories. This is the thing that communicates most effectively with other people. This is what resonates as human and true to others. It's not, you know, once upon a time there was a girl and some stuff happened to her and she learned some stuff and then she got better, the end. Like, that's not an interesting story. We like stories because they're specific and weird and freaky deaky and personal and human. That's what makes them interesting. And the same goes for our acting. We don't get up here and give a general idea of what we think angry looks like. We don't perform because to the way we think people are going to want to see it. We have to make it uniquely personal and uniquely our own and uniquely vulnerable. And in so doing, in taking that brave and vulnerable step, that is us stepping into the unknown. That is us stepping into true creativity, which is the fastest and most effective and most enjoyable way to up-level the consciousness of these stories that we're telling. The end. One last thing. If you went through the entire program, everyone had up-leveling through storytelling. Well, who are you without your story? Consciousness, and everything that had a topic for their talk. And then Eckhart Tolle, who wrote The Power of Now and A New Earth, was last on the program. And under his it said, content will be decided in the now. I was like, boom! Just nailed it, Eckhart. All right, now really the end.